Good morning. Welcome to Life in the Higham house. It is Monday, May the 2nd, and it's dark in the kitchen, and that's because it's 3:20 in the morning, and we're up this early because today's the day. We're heading into the city. Amy's going to have her surgery today. It's going to be a long day. And hopefully after today, we'll get back to some normalcy in life, at least in the way of knowing that the cancer is gone. So, it's going to be a lot of sitting around in the waiting room and a lot of just anxiousness as we wait to kind of just get through the surgery and hear that things are good and Amy's in recovery. For now, welcome to Life in the Higham house. Hey everybody, welcome back to Life in the Higham house. It is Thursday, March the 5th, and we've got a lot to update you on. A lot has happened in the last couple of days. If you've been following our Facebook account, you will be well aware that this week Amy had her surgery, and we started a vlog Monday morning because we were going to take the vlog with us and kind of just capture moments here and there as we go through the whole, surgery thing, recovery thing. But we got down to the hospital, and we were so like, let's get in there, let's keep moving. We totally forgot to take the camera in with us. So the little montage I just played at the front end here was just a little bit of stuff I caught I caught it with my iPhone. So we didn't get as much video as I had thought we would, and that's okay, because you know what? It really wasn't that exciting. But I want to update everybody because, gosh, you guys have been absolutely incredible, and we just want to say thank you to everybody who has been praying for Amy and the family, for the doctors, for the recovery, for everything. We posted on Facebook on Sunday that we were going to share updates on Monday on our Facebook account, and we were just blown away by how many people responded, not just with little hearts or little thumbs ups or whatever, but who actually took the time to type up a comment, let us know that you guys were praying for us, and it really was truly a blessing for us. Amy missed a lot of that, but she's been kind of thumbing through Facebook and just looking at all of the comments, and it was fun for me to tell her that when she was in recovery that there was literally an army of people, hundreds of people praying for her while she was in surgery. And so thank you so much for taking that time on Monday to pray for us, to care for us, and for those of you in our faith community that are local who are putting together meals for us, thank you so much. They've been such a huge blessing already. I'll share a little bit here as we give an update, but those meals have really, they're awesome. We're so grateful. And I'll tell you a little bit of why we're so grateful for that. You have to forgive me too. I've picked up a little bit of something which isn't great because it means Amy's coming home soon, and I've got some type of whatever is going on, a cough with mucus and some stuff. And yes, we thought it was allergies, but we think it might be something a little bit more than allergies. Amy's got it, I've got it, so not a good thing to have while you're recovering from a major surgery, but we're gonna deal with it. So, all right, let me give you a quick update. I'm in the car. It's Thursday. I'm heading back down to the hospital, and I don't know. There's a rumor that Amy's going to be discharged today. So we haven't heard officially that it's going to happen, but the doctors this morning were leaning to letting her come home if she felt like she was ready to come home. So I spoke with her a little while ago. She's feeling really good. She's been up, she's been walking, which is one of the big milestones that they have to pay attention to. She was able to shower today, so that's a positive. So she's feeling really good, so she's hoping to come home today. So let me just give you a quick update. So we went in Monday morning. It was, we left the house a little after 3:30. I think it was like 3:30, 3:45. We had to be at the hospital by 5 o'clock. So we left, and obviously neither of us slept very well that night, Sunday night into Monday morning. I tried to get some sleep. We went to bed early, tried to get some sleep. I think I got a couple hours, but by 1:30, 2 o'clock, I was already stirring and up. Kind of just laid there and prayed, and just kind of got my thoughts together. And then at 2:30, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get up. So jumped in the shower. At about 3 o'clock, Amy got up and she started moving. And like I said, we were in the car moving to the hospital. Uneventful, clean trip, no traffic, so I didn't think it was very long to get there. Got to the hospital. I think we were the first ones in the waiting room, or maybe the second ones in the waiting room. One other couple that arrived basically the same time we did. So got there at 5 a.m. Amy got checked in, and we went into the waiting room. We waited. It wasn't very long, and they took us back to the back for pre-op and start walking us through all the things that were going to happen and getting her ready for surgery. And then after being back there for, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes or so, they said, okay, it's time. And they took Amy to another room where she was going to get a nerve block. And I was told to go back to the waiting room, and that I would be there for the next couple hours, and they would be updating me every 2 hours. So I went back to the waiting room, and in the waiting room they have these TVs that they post the progress of the surgery. So it goes from pre-procedure to anesthesia or nerve block to the procedure has begun. To whatever recovery they're there in. So went back to the waiting room to start watching the TV. I put up my computer. There are a few emails and things I wanted to get out for the day, and so started on some stuff. And mind you, it's all like 6:45, 7 o'clock, so it's early in the morning. A few more people had arrived. There were other families now in the waiting room being checked in, so it was getting a little more populated. But somewhere around 7:30 and 8:15, the procedure got started. She sat in nerve block for a while. Basically, nerve block was like the beginning of the anesthesia. There was some medicine to help numb the nerves so that it wouldn't be so painful. And then she went in and anesthesia. And then I noticed around 8:15 that the procedure had begun. So I don't know exactly when it begun. Obviously, I don't know how quickly those TVs are updated. But at about 10:15, 10:20, the oncologist came out, and she told me that everything went really, really well, that the surgery went just as she had expected. They got all the cancer out, did some cleaning up around the area, and she felt really good. So they took a lymph node. All of that's going to go now to pathology in a couple of days. We'll get a report back to basically make sure that the cancer hadn't spread anywhere else. The lymph nodes are one of the key components to knowing whether the cancer has spread or not. So oncologist was done, and really excited about that. Everything went well. The cancer was gone. And now was the time for plastics to come in and start the reconstruction. So in case you don't know, Amy had a mastectomy of her right breast due to having some precancer cells that they discovered after a routine mammogram. The good thing about the cancer was it is a contained cancer. In other words, the cancer cells did not break through the protein wall, thus affecting the tissue and things around it. So they were able to get the cancer cells out before they had really infected the rest of her body, which is fantastic. But plastics came in, and plastics, that's the big surgery. And so we knew that it was going to take about 12 hours total, with about 10 hours of that time being to the plastics. And so, yeah, pretty much all I had to do was just sit and wait and, wait for updates to hear how things were going. And fortunately, they did a great job. Every 2 hours, I got a phone call. Someone came and talked to me or called me, and they kept me aware of everything that was happening. And Amy did well throughout the whole procedure. And then about 8:30, somewhere in that between 8 and 8:30 p.m. now, the plastic surgeon came out and updated me with their status. Everything was done. Everything looked good. Amy was doing great. She was in recovery, and she'd have to sit there for probably another couple hours as they kind of bring her out of the anesthesia. So actually, I guess it was about between 7 and 7:30 that plastics came out, because it was about 8:30 that I finally got a phone call, and the nurses were coming to get me to take me back to Amy. She was awake enough and had recovered enough, I was finally able to see her. And then by 9 o'clock, I think we were in our room, and it was a long day, and the night wasn't any shorter. The nursing staff, doctors were in and out all night long, so it wasn't like we were able to get any sleep. I was allowed to stay with her Monday night and Tuesday night, but pretty much all of Monday night into Tuesday, all of Tuesday into Wednesday, they checked on her every hour. And you want to talk about being exhausted. I felt bad for Amy, who was already dealing with pain, dealing with nausea. She was exhausted, but I sat there and I was just as tired. Unfortunately, I didn't have the pain, but I was not a happy camper either. Just a long time. So, but yeah, Monday night, made it through the night. Tuesday, Amy just dealt with a lot of nausea and pain. It took a while for them to figure out what meds worked for her, what ones didn't work. And so once they figured things out, it improved. And by the evening, she was able to eat. And so we got to order some food, and she got to eat. But the big thing was they took out her Foley, and she had a void by a certain time, because that's part of the process of coming out of surgery and healing. There are certain things that the body has to start doing again, and so she was able to get out of bed, move to a chair, and then she was able to start using the bathroom. And it didn't take very long. Shortly after, early evening, she was able to start going to the bathroom. And that was the next, I don't know how much to tell you, but she went to the bathroom a lot. So another long night of up and bathroom and checks with the nursing staff. It was just another long night. So, but I ended up leaving her side on Wednesday. I wasn't feeling very well. I was exhausted. I felt really bad to leave her, but I said to her, I need to take care of myself. I hadn't showered. I was wearing the same clothes I was wearing Monday morning. We left the house. The kids were fending for themselves at home, and so at about 11:30, Amy was like, "You can go home." And so I left probably earlier than she wanted. She wasn't happy that I left when I did, but I knew I wasn't feeling good. I knew I was exhausted, and I wanted to be home before the kids came home from school. So I got in the car and I came home, and Amy continued just to recover in the hospital. And talked with her last night. She was able to go for a walk in the hallway, which was another one of the milestones or benchmarks for healing. And so she was feeling pretty good. The pain has been managed pretty well. The nausea was gone. She was eating well. And so everything's pointing to a good recovery. And then I called her this morning, here Wednesday, and she said they're talking about discharge. So I said, well, that's great. Let me do a few things around the house, because the house was a disaster. And if you're going to come home, I didn't want her coming home to a house that was just a mess. And so I said I would do a few things around the house, and then I would hit the road. And here I am on the road. But if anything, we're hoping, praying she'll get to come home later on this afternoon or early this evening, which will be great. We are excited to have her. So that's kind of the update. That's everything. Like I said, maybe I shared a little too much, but we're just thrilled by all of the support and prayers, but really just God's faithfulness. Knowing that from the very beginning, we wanted to put Him first in this and say, okay, none of this is something that we would choose. We don't want cancer. We didn't want to go through all of this. Amy didn't want to lose her breast. We didn't want this. But from the very beginning, we said, if this is part of our story, then we want a couple of things to happen. One, we want to be able to encourage other people who are in similar situations. And two, we wanted to make sure that God got the glory out of all of this. And so we're thrilled to be able to say, we're grateful that the cancer that we have is something that was easily resolved. We're grateful that it hadn't spread. We're grateful that, we've been praying for certain things along the way. And so one of the things we were praying for is that we would be able to have a particular surgery that would save a lot of the breast. We didn't want implants. We wanted, to use Amy's own tissue. And so we were praying for those things. And, as we were doing the different consults, everything that we were praying for, specifically for, God started answering. And so we were able to have the surgery that we were praying for. Amy is able to keep a lot of her breast. She's able to use her own tissue. And we were praying for a surgery that would be without complication. And so far, we've been without complication. From the oncologist to the plastic surgeon, everything went the way it was supposed to, and everyone's super happy. And so now we're praying, God, let this healing and recovery be good. Let it, keep it infection free, and just allow everything to heal as well as it can, and minimize the scarring, and maintain the pain so that it's a bearable thing. And so that's what we're praying for. And we're just so excited that we can say that God has continued to show up over and over again, and we're really excited about that. One of the big ways that we're thrilled is just through our faith community, and knowing that so many people were praying for us. That's huge. We often wonder why God chose to move us around as much as He has. We've been in about 5 or 6 different churches. We've moved almost a dozen times. And we're like, we would just love to find a place where we can just do ministry and be somewhere long term. But as I was going through all of the comments and people who were responding and praying for us, I just kept seeing names from all the different churches, all the different communities, and was kind of overwhelmed, to think that, by moving and being involved in all these different ministries and doing all these different things, the amount of people who are lifting Amy up in prayer was just mind-boggling. And so I'm grateful for the fact that we have such a large faith community who was able to rally around us and be a part of this journey for us, because again, this was something that God had done for us, and we didn't even know at the time that He was doing it for us. And so how cool is that? And now our current faith community and friends in our area have just been so gracious in signing up to provide meals. I think we have meals to like mid or late June, which is going to come in super helpful, because Amy's got like at least 8 weeks of recovery where she's going to be in a bed or in a chair those 8 weeks. She'll have some physical therapy and some stuff that she'll need to do, but she's not going to be able to like do the normal things that she would do. She's not going to be able to, watch kids. She's not going to be able to do the laundry and the house stuff that she loves to do. Part of that, she's not going to be able to cook. And so just knowing that people have come alongside of us and are providing for us in that way really takes the pressure off, because now I'm able to focus on caring for Amy. And I know that every couple of days food will come and the kids will eat, we'll eat, and I can just be focused on what we need to be focused on as Amy recovers. So if you're one who's bringing us food or whatever, thank you so much. It really does. It really is making a difference, and we're super grateful. And then some of you are actually given of your resources. With Amy being out of work for the next couple of months, that was one of our concerns. We need her salary to survive, and basically what she would lose because of not being able to work over the next couple of weeks, we've been receiving as gifts, and we are just ecstatic about that God has chosen to provide through you. And so if you have provided in that way, please know that we do not take that lightly. We are very aware of that, and we are blessed, and we are grateful. And you've given us 2 months where we don't have to worry about Amy not working and losing that salary that she brought in so that we could care for our family. And so we're blessed, and we're grateful. And so thank you so much for that. All right, so it's a long vlog, but I feel like we just need to update a lot of things that's going on. We're going to continue to update as we go through recovery. Like I said, it's going to be a long 8 weeks. We're hoping that about the 6 week mark she'll be feeling better, but she'll still have some appointments and some follow-up stuff, and won't be able to do a lot of the things that she normally does. So there'll be restrictions, and so we're going to continue to share as much as we can, and eventually I'll get Amy on here and you can hear her heart as well. But let me just wrap this up and say again, thank you for everything. I'm going to do another vlog, kind of just some of my own personal thoughts, because it's kind of weird when you go through this as a spouse, knowing that your wife or whatever your spouse might be is going through something like this. Like, it really does make the other spouse, me, the husband, think about other things. And so I think I want to share some of that stuff in another vlog. But for now, I'm just about at the hospital, and so let me get off. Again, thank you. Keep following along. Make sure you're checking out the blog and our Facebook page, because we're putting stuff over there as well. And if you have any questions, want to know what's going on, please feel free to ask. We have no problem sharing what we are comfortable sharing, and if we're not comfortable sharing something, then we'll just say we're not comfortable sharing that. But yeah, ask your questions, leave your comments, and thanks for watching. As always, join the adventure, follow along, and thanks for being part of Life in the Higham. We'll see you next time.